Podcast live video. Vincent Purvis here. I got with me Seth Peters from the Kuopio Steelers. What's going on, Seth?
Hey, man.
All right. We're just going to ask you a couple questions today. I'm just going to talk to you. We want to find out, how was your first experience in Europe playing American football with the Kuopio Steelers? First off, congratulations on winning the league Division I MVP in Finland. And also winning the championship with the Steelers this season.
Yeah, it was awesome, man. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, my first time here playing football, and yeah, it was just a great group of guys to be around. I think I got really lucky in that I got dropped right in the middle of this really strong community here in Kuopio, and so everything just worked out, man. It was really talented players, and I was able to just kind of mesh everything together.
How was the experience of kind of doing it different than you do in college, where you get to meet the players, you have a long preseason? When you came over here, you had a couple days, and then you were in the thick of things, full season.
Yeah. It's rough. I mean, obviously, it's better to be here. The sooner you can be here, the better. But yeah, like you said, like I got here about 2 weeks before the first game, and you just get dropped right in the middle of everything, and that's just how it goes. And so it'll be exciting to see kind of what happens this off season. We actually do get a little bit of time to really like work on our strengths with each other.
Yeah, that's great. So let's talk a little bit about you, Seth. Explain to us a little bit how you ended up getting into Finland and playing with the Steelers. Like, what's your path to playing international football?
Yeah, so it kind of started my senior year of college. Our offensive coordinator, Coach Jordan Neal, he's an awesome guy. He was kind of like my mentor through this whole thing. Obviously there were others, but he had played in Sweden actually whenever he had graduated from Hardin Simmons. And so he was kind of sort of like my compass. I kind of talked to him like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Like, what was your experience? I tried to just like use him and just sponge up everything I could. And yeah, so I talked to several coaches. A lot of people contacted me, and with Coach Neal's help and obviously a few of the other staff that have some experience, it was just the right fit for me, I think, Kuopio.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about the team with the Steelers, man. I'm gonna give you a chance to kind of like brag on your teammates that you have with you over there. What is it like playing on that team? Like, what is the atmosphere, the camaraderie, the coaching? Like, how get us inside that with you?
Yeah, it's a super fun atmosphere. I mean, everybody here is very energetic, just high energy, high attitudes. Like, everybody is really just looking to have a good time. I mean, we understand that we're playing football right now, and it's coming out of these Finnish guys' free time. It's not like they're professionals or they're being paid or anything. So our coaching staff and just the players, we're just trying to make it as fun as we can. And I think they've done a great job at that. And like I think that's been like one of the biggest parts of the success is just that Coach Becca and all the staff. They just make it a lot of fun to go out there and just be out there playing football.
Any special players on the team that stand out a little bit to you this season compared to the average local players in the area?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's hard to say because it's hard to say any one name because just everybody was just awesome this year. But I would say like our receiving core in general stood out. I mean, Tino, obviously, he's an amazing player. Johannes, all those young guys, Juho, those Petteri Vilponen, all those really young guys that are just like up and coming and just have their best years ahead of them. Man, they were incredible in the first division, and they've still got room to get better, and they're going to, which is really exciting.
Yeah, that's a great thing I have going up there in Kuopio. A lot of young receivers, great passing offense, and you guys are definitely going to do great in the Maple League next season. So let's talk a little bit away from football. You're in the town. I think it's a town. It might be a city of Kuopio.
Yeah.
What's it like up there in Kuopio? Like, what do people do for fun? And even a little bit, because we're going a little bit more international here, what is like the Finnish culture like in general when you're out there playing football during the summertime?
Yeah. Yeah, Kuopio is actually a pretty cool, I guess, city. I think it's like 100,000 people. So I guess it'd be a city.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's just like a really cool community. It's got 100,000 people, but it really feels like a smaller town. It feels like it's 20, 30,000 people. Um, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun up here. Like there's just, several things to do. All the guys have their spots, and it's just been a lot of fun. Um, Finnish culture in general, I would say, is kind of quiet. It's kind of quiet, like dark humor, quiet, not the first one to talk, that kind of stuff. So, like like in the summer when you're playing football, it takes you a little while to kind of like break through that barrier with the guys. It took me probably a month, I would say, of being there before everybody really was comfortable and like, chatting it up with me. But after you get through that barrier, man, it's awesome. Like it's all real stuff. Like once you break through that barrier, everybody really cares about you. So it was cool.
Okay, so Seth Peters, you're new to the international scene of American football. This was your first year playing in Finland. Tell us a little about Seth Peters, the player. I know you don't want to brag on yourself, but just give the people out there a little idea of what you bring to the game as a player. I mean, if we were to describe you as an NFL player, who do you think you would be?
Oh man, that's tough because I'm not in the NFL, but
Well, it's the
honestly,
best comparison we can get, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, I think I would probably compare myself to Russell Wilson. Like,
Okay.
obviously I'm no Russell Wilson, but I think he and I have that same mindset where we're looking to make our reads, we're looking to make the throw, and then but if we get put in a situation, we can make something happen with our feet. So I like to think that our games are like pretty similar in that aspect.
I can actually agree with you there. I've seen you play. My team played against you this season, and one of the biggest things that you brought to the game was your evasiveness. Like you're not necessarily a runner, but you can if you have to. And a lot of times when you do extend the play, it's mostly to throw the ball. But at the
Right,
same
right.
time, you're a dangerous runner. So definitely Russell Wilson is a great comparison, man. It's definitely something similar to what you do in your game.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's see if we can get a little bit more into the success of the Kuopio Steelers. I mean, you said you were kind of like dropped into a great situation. What
Yeah.
about the Steelers makes them such a successful team? I mean, you guys were putting up 90 points in the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
You're holding teams to low amounts of points as well, so you're definitely well balanced. But what exactly is it? Is it the coaching, the players? What is it that makes the Kuopio Steelers such a good team this last season?
Yeah, I think it's some combination of those. But I think the biggest factor, and I don't think anybody would really argue with this here in Kuopio, is that the off-season work here is just like tremendous. Like people here in the off-season are just they're treating it like the season. It's really easy to it's not the season. I'm in the off-season. I'm gonna work out sometimes. I'm gonna do my own thing, whatever. But the Steelers here, like they've got like a great community. They've built this really strong, just like camaraderie around working out in the off season. And so it's a fun thing to go do. Like you go to the local gym up here with a group of like 20 guys, and we all just get a really great lift in. And that we do that 3 or 4 times a week, and it just has happened last year in the off season. And hopefully, it just keeps happening this year. And so I think that really gives us an advantage is that everybody's really working on themselves in the off season and not just kind of like messing around.
One big trend that's been going around American football in Europe is kind of having like your own like physical therapist and doing like yoga type stuff. Do y'all do
Yeah.
that out there in Kuopio? Have like a yoga trainer class session or anything with the team?
Yeah, actually there's this place called Hot Yoga, and it's like a room actually. It's like a big building. and they make the temperature like pretty hot in there. Like obviously like not like a sauna or anything, but they increase the temperature and you just do yoga in that room. And it's
Okay.
actually been pretty cool. Like there have been several sessions of that, and like for guys to try, see what they think. It's pretty cool. I mean, you definitely feel like more limber whenever you get out of yoga.
Yeah, definitely. So again, everyone knows that you re-signed with Kuopio because you guys are going to be playing in the Maple League next year. That's a big jump, Division One to the Maple League. Division One is kind of the semi-pro in Finland, and the Maple League is the big time. The games are on the TV. You have all the different promotions going on for the games. What are you guys going to be doing in the off season so that you can make that an easy transition for the Steelers? Is there anything specific that you guys are trying to make sure that you're doing so that you can play with the big boys next year?
Yeah, I think not anything specific, maybe other than just like going out and getting some routes more often. Because last year we obviously like I said we had that nice workout program, and we're going to continue the same thing this year. But now, more important, I think that everybody's sort of developed themselves physically. I think it's going to be more important now to actually get out there on the field and just continue to work on our routes, continue to work on our hands, and just get better at the skill positions when we can and during the winter.
All right, so Seth, going back to you again, you're staying year round in Finland. Some American athletes do the staying in Europe year round, but a lot of guys go home and then play on different teams. You're re-signed with the same team. You're staying there year round. What are you going to be doing in all this outside of football? Like, what are you going to be doing in Finland until pretty much March or April when you guys start getting ready for the season?
It's actually pretty cool because there are just so many opportunities here in Kuopio other than football for me and my girlfriend who is actually here with me, living here. Um, and she and I have just sort of like settled into the community here. And I'm actually enrolled at the University of Eastern Finland. It's like a 5 minute bike ride away from my apartment. And I'm in the master's program for like it's basically like a statistics master's program. I got my undergraduate in math at Hendrix, and so now I'm continuing my master's here at the University of Eastern Finland. So I can use these classes to keep going with the masters here in Kuopio, or I can go back home and use those classes for a different master's program, like at a different school. So that's what I'll be doing until the next football season starts. And Marie actually got a job as an English assistant here. So she's working for 3 schools in Kuopio, like a primary, elementary, and high school in Kuopio. And basically, what she does is just kind of like hangs out in the classroom and just hangs out and like teaches kids English. So yeah, there's just been a lot of opportunities here, and we're both trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, that's really cool that there's so many opportunities outside of football in that area, especially when being an American in a foreign country. I know Finnish is a very difficult language to speak, so definitely you guys finding different opportunities. That's awesome. That's great to hear. One last thing before I let you get out of here, Seth. What what do you see as your future in American football in Europe? Are you one of those guys that you think that you're going to do this for a while, or you just going to ride that train until it stops? What are you going? Tell us a little bit about it.
Man, that's a hard question. That's
I
something I've
know
been
it's
thinking.
tough, your first year, but
Yeah. That's something I've been thinking a lot about. There are a lot of routes to go. Like, I mean, it obviously for me, it just kind of depends on school. Like, I'm working towards my master's degree, so I'm obviously going to be trying to work towards that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility to stay here in Kuopio and finish it and maybe even play like another year. And it's possible to go to a different European country and just take the classes I've had in Kuopio to a different master's program in Europe. And so and the same thing with the states. Like I could go back home, apply for a school there, and have like half of the degree done with these classes that I have here. So it's just a lot of possibilities. I mean, a lot of thinking that I'll have to do. But honestly, I can tell you honestly that I have no idea like what's going to happen in the next couple of years.
The possibilities are endless, right?
That's right. I mean, I guess that's a good thing.
All right, Seth. Appreciate you talking to us on the podium today. Um, Seth Peters, MVP quarterback for Kuopio Steelers, champions in Finland. Next year, look out for them in the Maple League. Those guys are there and they're going to compete. We appreciate you having us, Seth. Have a great day.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
I think I finished it. Oh, I didn't. All right.